Welcome to the very first ever K-Dog and Fish retro movie review. I'm Fish.
K-Dog.
And on this episode, we are going to review the 1989 cult classic, Roadhouse.
Nice.
Yeah, it's time to be nice.
Until it's time not to be nice. Let's go!
We've done a few movie reviews, things that are brand new in theaters, and we thought, how fun would it be to do a retro movie, things that maybe younger people they haven't seen, or stuff that we love that's sort of a cult classic, things that people don't really know or may not have seen. So we're excited to introduce our first ever retro movie review, and if you're a fan of K-Dog and Fish, you know that we love the movie Roadhouse.
I've watched it so many times. It's truly unhealthy.
1989, starring Patrick Swayze. We got to talk about it. First, we'll give you the plot, of course. We'll talk some fun facts about the film, what we liked, and then, of course, give it our spicy meatball rating of 1 to 5. First, the plot.
The plot.
If you've never heard of Roadhouse,
where have you been?
Here we go.
We actually got the synopsis so we could be a little more professional.
We can tell you the plot just based on like our memories of watching the film, but
right.
This is a pro approach here. We go.
Pro.
Look at me.
Pro.
Serene and a man of few words, the powerful and lethal Dalton is an expert in martial arts, the best professional bouncer in the business. With such a reputation, Dalton is summoned to a small town in Missouri, because those sort of things happen,
all the time,
to clean up a sleazy bar called
the Double Deuce.
That's right.
The Double Deuce.
From these troublemakers who terrorize the customers, and without knowing, however, there is a villainous local entrepreneur,
Brad Wesley,
who wants things to remain unchanged. As Dalton cleans up the nightclub, and with it, the town from Wesley's hired goons, a deep wound from a knife will inspire passion with a local doctor. Dr. Elizabeth Clay, also known as Doc, just simply titled
just Doc.
Doc.
That's just Doc.
Now the corrupt Wesley has enough reasons to take Dalton out of the way. Nevertheless, the bouncer has the final say.
That sounds glorious.
Now, this movie is pure late 80s cheese, but it is so bad, it's good.
Exactly. That's the best way to put it.
That's the best way.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about Patrick Swayze in the late 80s, everyone was crazy for Swayze.
With good reason.
So he just come off of Dirty Dancing, and that movie was a smash hit. And it was the year before he did Ghost. Like, he was on such a roll in the late 80s. We had The Outsiders, Red Dawn, and of course, Dirty Dancing.
Youngblood
with Rob Lowe.
Another classic.
Patrick Swayze was on fire. And this movie, unfortunately, did not do well at the box office.
Which is ridiculous.
It was on a budget of $17 million and only did $30 million worldwide. So it did make money, but it was not the massive hit like Dirty Dancing was the previous year.
Yeah, but, you know.
So Dalton is Patrick Swayze. We mentioned the Doc. That was played by Kelly Lynch, who actually my entire life and before researching a bit for this retro review, I thought that she was the daughter of or related to the director David Lynch. Not correct.
No?
No relation.
No relation.
No relation.
Just same last name.
Just the same. That's the only correlation there.
A little trickery there.
One of our favorite actors of all time, Sam Elliott.
Oh. Wade Garrett,
who played Wade Garrett, he kept putting his.
He was the best character. He was the best
ponytail.
character of the whole movie. I'm sorry.
He did steal the movie.
He stole the whole movie. Yeah.
Then you heard in the synopsis about the bad guy, Brad Wesley, played by Ben Gazzara. You might remember him from The Big Lebowski, and he passed away as well.
Yeah. He's usually a villain, I think.
Usually,
yeah.
Typically a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Teague, who you will not know that name, but you will recognize the face, and B Money's going to pop it up right here.
Yeah.
He plays the Double Deuce owner Tillman, and he's the one that brings Patrick Swayze in to clean things up.
Right.
I also love how there's just like that much going on where all the bouncers are jerks and the fights are endless and everything, that you got to go out of state to find yourself the best bouncer in the business.
Let's not dive into it too much.
It's so cheesy.
Yeah. It's
so good.
Let's not get into
gotcha.
The actual, this makes no sense at all.
The plot.
Let's not dive into that too much. Let's just enjoy the glorious,
so
glorious Patrick Swayze hair and his never wearing a shirt, very toned, doing kung fu in the middle of a yard.
That was Tai Chi.
Tai Chi, sorry,
but
and everything else.
But he is a martial arts expert.
He is.
Yeah.
True.
I did want to say one more thing about Tillman, because if you grew up in the 80s, 90s, he was often a bad guy. So it was nice seeing him play the good guy in this one, the good bar owner.
Yeah.
And he was the bad guy, I think, in Another 48 Hours.
Okay.
K9, one of my favorite Jim Belushi movies.
Was no taking care of business.
Or Red Heat.
Oh, Red Heat was Red Heat's a classic.
That might need a retro movie review.
Yeah, a lot of people have not seen that.
A lot of people have not seen Red Heat.
Ooh, I'm in for that.
Also in the cast, there was a couple other people not very famous, but there was the wrestler Terry Funk. I believe he played the head bouncer before Dalton came on.
Yeah, Dalton fired him.
And he fired him, and then Terry Funk went to go work for Wesley.
Wesley, yeah.
If I'm remembering that correctly.
Yep.
I don't remember the name of the actor, but there was also that insanely crazy martial arts expert that had the final fight with Patrick Swayze at the end.
Oh, right.
Wesley had. I don't know the name of the actor, but Carl the Chicken will have our fact-checking moments.
Oh, yeah.
Pop up on the screen and tell us that guy's name.
I totally forgot about that guy. We probably should.
The guy at the end.
Yeah.
Right?
The whole and okay.
Yeah. Right. We'll get to that.
All right. Okay. All right.
And there's a few other people you might recognize. For me, one that I just rewatched Roadhouse, I think last year.
Okay.
Because it had just come onto Netflix.
Maybe.
And you were like, Roadhouse is on Netflix. Anyway, I watched it. And
I think it was actually. Yeah.
I recognized there was one of the bad guys. A lot of the bad guys in the film were stuntmen, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was one famous Hollywood stunt guy, and he had a mustache. And you'd see him in the background of a bunch of movies. And as soon as he came out in like the big battle scenes with Dalton and that, I recognized him right away from one of our favorite movies, Beer Fest.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
and it was the guy who comes out and goes, hot cheese soup.
Hot cheese soup. I'm pretty sure that guy's a retired NFL player.
I do think he played the NFL.
And then
he was a Hollywood stunt guy.
Yeah.
So he plays one of the bad guys. Also, there's a bad guy with a knife that sticks out of his boot.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was an interesting weapon of choice. Yeah, I don't understand how the knife at the end of your boot is going to be a positive way to fight somebody.
You're roundhouse kicking and you.
I guess so, but that's really your only option unless you're going to kick him in the cannolis, I guess.
Right,
but
a little boot knife action.
Boot knife action. I don't know. So.
And then one of my favorite bad guys was Fat Overalls guy.
Oh yeah, that guy was useless.
With the trucker hat. Did
hat.
He have like a big monster truck.
Yeah, there was a monster truck, a ridiculous sized Bigfoot monster truck that they drove around in, which was ridiculous. They actually drove through a car dealership at one point in the movie. Yeah. So, anyways,
$17 million budget.
Yeah, it was that car dealership. That's for sure.
Anyway, the whole thing is about Patrick Swayze coming to this town, helping the bar owner with a corrupt local businessman who's he doesn't like the fact that. Because he's using the bar for illegal purposes.
Right.
So he doesn't like Dalton coming in to clean things up.
Right.
He's not a big guy.
Yeah.
He's just very talented at martial arts, which I think plays into a lot of the humor.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Well, multiple times in the movie, they kept saying, I thought you'd be bigger.
Yeah.
That was the line through the whole movie, which was funny. Yeah. Right? So, yeah.
And, of course, the very popular line, I want you to be nice until it's time not to be nice.
Not to be nice. And
Giving all the bouncers the kind of rules.
All you have to do is follow 3 simple rules. 1, never underestimate your opponent. Expect the unexpected. 2, Take it outside. Never start anything inside the bar unless it's absolutely necessary. And 3, be nice.
This movie also has a lot of music involved, and inside the Double Deuce, Canadian singer Jeff Healey, a blind Canadian artist who's passed away as well. Jeff Healey's no longer with us.
Right.
But a very talented Canadian musical artist. Him and his band, the Jeff Healey Band, are in that steel cage.
Yeah, that's chicken wire wrapped around
And
them.
people
And
just
stuff.
keep throwing
Beer bottles at them and stuff. Yeah. It's crazy. And they know Dalton.
Yeah.
They know Dalton from another gig some other bar or whatever. So that was kind of fun. I like Jeff Healey being a big part of it. Like that.
Yeah, it's cool, especially for Canadians, that there's a tie in there having Jeff Healey, and of course he's doing a lot of his music and plays the guitar in his lap like he famously did.
Yeah, the soundtrack was good, and actually Swayze actually sang a couple songs on the soundtrack, which is something that he liked to do.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I know he did that for Dirty Dancing,
He did,
so
yeah.
that's really cool.
He fancied himself a singer, not just a
Is there
kung
anything
fu
he can't
artist.
do? Actually, if you want to go on that note, would you say that Patrick Swayze was the 1980s, 90s Hugh Jackman?
Oh, well, yeah, maybe.
Triple threat guy, like sing, dance, act, and action.
Yeah.
But also can do vulnerable love stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty
Would
good.
you say that?
That's a pretty good comparison.
Pretty good comparison?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Swayze had better hair though.
Oh, insanely better hair.
Yeah, the hair is
Hugh Jackman, I'd say, could get more ripped.
Yeah.
But Swayze had better hair.
Great hair. Okay. Amazing hair.
Glorious. In fact, there was a running joke on set that who used more hairspray, him or Kelly Lynch.
Yeah.
That is a fun fact
Yeah.
from the film. Yeah. So we did mention Kelly Lynch. She plays the doc, and something about the garage, right? Like she moved there to help her because her uncle.
I think that was something like that. Her uncle was played by Red.
Yeah.
And he owned the garage, and he was being terrorized. Just outside the garage was just outside the Double Deuce. He was being terrorized by Brad Wesley. Yeah, I think Red was his uncle. Backstory to that Red guy is funny. He actually used to be Elvis's bodyguard. I read that
In real life. Oh, that's cool.
And that's how he got into Hollywood, was by being Elvis's bodyguard. Red, I can't remember his name. Red West. I think it's Red West is his actual name, but his name in the movie was Red. So I guess they didn't really stretch it out.
Is Kelly Lynch?
Yes, I believe that's what it was. Yeah.
And she's a local doctor, and I guess they meet because Dalton gets stabbed.
He gets stabbed when one of the first.
Was it by boot knife?
Wasn't by the boot knife guy. No, one of the first nights he got the old and then that was it was it, and that's where they met.
Yeah. And then of course their insanely cheesy 80s love scene.
Yeah.
Which is so perfect. It's definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
And then of course the next morning she wakes up, he's gone, she thinks he left, but no, he's in the morning sunlight.
Yeah.
Just doing Tai Chi.
Yeah. Shirtless.
Sweating.
Yeah.
Shirtless.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze doing Tai Chi.
Honestly, it's so weird. Like and then so Brad Wesley is in love with Doc, but Doc's not in love with Brad Wesley, obviously.
He's a crooked old.
So now he's jealous of what's going on with Dalton. So then this is the whole kind of like, how dare you? You know, she's mine, she's not mine now. Blah 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 blah. So he terrorizes the town because of Dalton, takes it out on them, takes it down on the Double Deuce.
Yeah.
So then at some point, he reaches out to Wade Garrett, Sam Elliott, who's bouncing at another bar, to ask him if he's ever heard of Brad Wesley, blah, blah, blah. Right away, Wade Garrett, knows Dalton really well, because sense something's wrong. So then Wade Garrett comes to the small town to visit him, and then the whole everything.
Yeah. And then there's just a big, massive, insane fight.
Yeah, huge
right?
fight. Yeah.
Just all these henchmen.
Yeah.
It's an insane, melee. It's crazy.
I don't even know how to really describe this whole movie, but...
I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Now, Wade shows up. They get into a fight. They beat the crap out of Wesley's henchmen because Wesley controls the liquor, so they cut off his liquor. But then Dalton called another guy, and he was getting the liquor. And then they had a big fight, and it was all good. And then he's all concerned about this, and he's trying to get Dalton to leave. And Dalton's like, "I'm not leaving. You should leave. I don't want leaving." While he was half naked, beating the crap out of something in a barn. Good scene.
That'll happen.
And then it was all about, there's this backstory of Dalton killing a guy.
Yes,
that we have to talk about.
And the rumor was that he ripped a man's throat.
He ripped a man's throat out, and he didn't. The reason was he was, I guess, having an affair with a woman or something, and he didn't know that she was married.
Gotcha.
And I guess that's what happened with the husband found out or whatever.
Fisticuffs.
So I guess it's not really an affair. If it's an affair, then you obviously know she's married. So I guess he was just, doing the old, hey, oh,
gotcha.
And the husband didn't know. Anyways, long story short, husband finds out, and I guess they had a little. And then, in self-defense, he pulled a gun and he ripped his throat out.
Ripped the throat out.
Yeah.
Now, that was the rumor throughout, and then you actually do get to see that.
Yeah.
Because he's facing off against the insanely tough bad guy, Brad Wesley's lead henchman, who's very good at martial arts as well. Mm-hmm. And they have it out right in front of, like, a lake.
In a lake. Yeah, it's a lake fight. It's nice.
It's like a lake. It's very scenic.
It's nice.
And
if I'm going to have a fight, I'd like it there.
Do it in front of a lake.
Do it in front of a lake.
It's beautiful.
It's nice. Yeah.
And, of course, Dalton, we get to actually see it. He can do it. The rumors are true. He ripped a man's throat out, which I don't know if the physics or...
Yeah.
I don't know if that's possible.
But
it made the movie funny. Fun. It was...
I love the movie so much.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me... There's so many things I could pick it apart, but I love it so much. But that was the one thing that I was like... it's almost too predictable. It's almost too much. Like he could have killed him a million different ways. Didn't have to rip his trachea out.
Punched him in the throat.
Yeah, honestly,
it is the climax of the film. It's like one of those like everyone talks about. Yes, the ripping of the throat out. And again, if you've never seen this movie, and we're of course spoiling all the plot points, it's been since 1989, so you had your chance. Mm-hmm. But on top of that, it's still worth watching everything that we're talking about because this movie is so bad that it's good.
Yeah, totally.
It's the only thing I can do to describe it. So that being said, that is our honest review of Roadhouse K-Dog on a spicy meatball scale of 1 to 5.
I can't give it a 5, but I want to. Also, another thing that was funny is that this town is really small, right?
To have this much.
Yeah, but do you remember when they renovated the bar and then they flash back to the bar and it's got all neon lights and everything, and then it is packed.
Yeah,
like the parking lot is packed.
People from other towns came.
Really? Anyways, whatever.
It's possible.
Anyhow, I can't.
All right,
I can't give it a 5, even though I really want to.
Okay.
I'm giving it a 4.5.
Wow.
4.5. I just and Wade Garrett, Sam Elliott.
He's awesome.
It's awesome.
He's awesome. If you don't know Sam Elliott, on The Ranch on Netflix, and of course, a billion movies. He was in, what's the Bradley Cooper one? He plays his older brother.
Oh, A Star is Born.
A Star is Born.
Yeah. He was great in that.
Sam Elliott is amazing in everything that he does, especially his mustache.
His mustache, his voice.
His hair is amazing.
His beer commercials are amazing.
Coors
Banquet. I go and get one.
On my spicy meatball rating, again, we're going on just pure enjoyment here. Like, we're not going to try and pick it apart too much because it is a classic and we do love this movie. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 spicy meatball rating.
All right.
It sometimes has a little too much cheese on the meatball, but it is so enjoyable and so much fun. This is definitely a recommend from K-Dog and Fish. I hope you enjoyed our first ever retro movie review. We're going to do more of these for you guys and dig back to 70s, 80s, 90s and find these gems that you maybe not have seen that we highly recommend. Thanks for doing this.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think this is our thing. We're retro dudes.
Yeah, we know a lot about our old school movies.
I'm in for this. Let's do this.
For everything...
let's do one every day.
We could, actually. There's so many movies out there. Right?
That's true.
Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Follow at K-Dog and Fish on all social media. We do a live show every Friday on Instagram, as well as we have fun stuff on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. So please do that. And for everything Funko related, check out our website at kdogandfish.com. And for more great content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stick around. We got a couple of bloopers and outtakes coming out next. Until next time, I'm Fish.
K-Dog.
We'll see you again soon.
Peace.
Welcome to the very first ever K-Dog and Fish retro movie review. I'm Fish.
K-Dog.
And the source... Nope. I wasn't going to say that.
It's a retro review because we're old as shit.
We remember these movies.
We remember these movies because we were in our
pictures.
late 20s when it came out.
There was
Talking pictures.
They called them talkies.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Oh, I remember.
The villainous local entrepreneur,
Brad Garrett.
Wesley.
Brad Wesley. Brad Garrett was in Everyone Loves Raymond.
The very tall.
The very tall
comedic
one.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't in this movie.
Wasn't in this movie.
But Brad Wesley was.
Brad Wesley wants things to remain unchained. Changed.
Unchained. Let's go with the chains. Take the chains off the town, man.
Start this one more time. I'm going to say, you just say nice, and I'm going to go, yeah, I think it's time to be nice.
Yeah.
Or we're supposed. Oh, I say we're supposed to be nice. Come on,
This doesn't flow.
let me try it.
Okay.
If you were to get into a fight, do you think you could rip a man's throat out?
No.
You don't,
No.
You don't think you got?
No.
You could.
No.
No.
I think I get myself into the fight, and then I try it, and the person that I'm fighting would stop and go, "Did you just try to rip my throat out?
Did you try to Dalton me?
Did you seriously just try to do the move from Roadhouse to kill me?" And I'd be like, "No.
No.
I was going for a punch and I missed."
I was pinching you.
No, you were literally going for my trachea. No. Well, this fight's over now.
You ruined the fight.
You've ruined the fight. That's it. Call it the RR.
The RR.
Like the double deuce. The DD or it's the RR.
The RR. The retro review.
Yeah, that's the RR.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you got it. Perfect.
Those are all the
You,
R's.
you nailed it right there. Do you think Kurt Russell ripped off Patrick Swayze's hair or Patrick Swayze ripped off Kurt Russell's hair? Like, do you think that there's a beef there?
Oh.
Because they have the exact same hair.
You're especially Tango and Cash.
Yeah. Or Overboard.
Kurt. Yeah, or even Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China.
You're right. So
Yeah.
who had? Let's vote now.
Yeah.
Who
had?
had better '80s hair?
Yeah.
Was it Kurt Russell?
Yeah.
Or was it Patrick Swayze?
Yeah. They're equally good. You know?
I'd say that Patrick Swayze had more volume.
Yeah.
Whereas Kurt Russell's kind of just was there.
It was there.
It kind of fell.
Okay, so you're saying that you felt that Patrick Swayze's involved more Vidal Sassoon mousse.
I think it used lots of moves.
Lots of mousse to get the volume.
I also love the Tai Chi. The Tai Chi scene.
Yeah.
I just think more movies need to go back to the 80s for stuff like that.
Right.
Because you can't think of anything more fun than just a shirtless, sweaty, oiled up dude.
Yeah. I hear you. I know where you're
doing
going.
Tai Chi.
In really tight sweatpants.
Tight
too.
sweatpants.
Yeah, yeah.
And the sun is rising.
Yeah.
And he's just, the hair is flowing.
Yeah, it's amazing that the hair looks that good as well.
That good.
It's
early
just
in the morning.
Early in the morning.
After a whole night with Kelly
Lynch.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, called her Kelly Preston.
I wake up like this, you know? And maybe we shouldn't put this in the show, but I know you heard about the whole thing with Kelly Lynch and her husband and the Bill Murray thing.
His name's Mitch Glazer. And
right.
He's a producer, writer, and he's married to Kelly Lynch.
Right.
Yeah.
And he had a big problem with Roadhouse and the way it was, the way she was kind of like her whole role.
Yeah.
But then whenever it's on like TV and stuff and Bill Murray like catches it, he calls them because they're friends to talk about the sex scene that's on top of the barn. It's like, oh, hey, your wife's making out with, Patrick Swayze in that really uncomfortable situation on top of that barn, eh? Like, just how funny is that?
I actually also think that sex scene was so comical, too, because how comfortable could it be, like, boning on bales of hay?
Yeah, well...
It's very itchy.
What are you guys doing? And they're on a roof, by the way.
They were in the... Weren't they in, the higher part of the barn?
No, they were on a roof.
They were on a roof?
They were on a roof.
That's not going to be comfortable.
Which also is not comfortable.
No, that's also dangerous.
It's dangerous. You're going to hurt yourself.
You're going to fall.
Yeah.
You're going to break something.
I don't care how much Tai Chi you know. You're going to try one of your fancy little moves there to impress her, and you're going to go ass over tea kettle right off that roof. And I don't know if you got workers' comp over there at the Double Deuce.
Probably not.
Probably not, you know?